If you control 3 expenses, you can spend lavishly on everything else. Now, I know this sounds like a crazy statement, and a lot of gurus out there are gonna tell you differently, but these 3 expenses are housing, food, and transportation. And today, I'm gonna show you one of the best ways to reduce your biggest cost, which is housing. So if you didn't know this already, there's actually a way that you can live rent-free or live completely free, all while owning a house. And what it's called is house hacking. And what house hacking is it's a way for you to rent out space within a house that you own. And in turn, this reduces your housing costs and or even makes your housing costs free. So this is an incredible solution for people who think that they're in a really hot housing market and they can't find deals that actually make sense. Well, house hacking is a great entry point into that. So house hacking can save you money in a bunch of different ways. First of all, it lowers your monthly bills because you're generating income on one of your biggest liabilities, which is your house. In addition, it lowers your taxable income because you can write off costs associated with the house. If you have to call a plumber up to go fix the tenant's toilet, you can write that off. When you pay your property insurance or your property taxes or the interest on your mortgage, you can write all that stuff off because this is actually a business expense now. In addition, it's extremely beneficial because it's a great way if you want to become a landlord or you want to invest into real estate. This is a great entry point. It's a great way to get started, get your feet wet, see if you actually like investing in real estate. It's a fantastic way to do that while building appreciation and increasing your wealth for you and your family. Now, another huge benefit to house hacking is the way that you can get funding. See, if you're going to go buy an investment property, you're going to have to put down 20 to 25% just to be able to get in on that investment property. But when you're house hacking, you're getting into a house as a primary residence, which means that you don't have to put as much money down on a house when it's your primary residence. So you can look at things like the FHA loan, which is a 3% down payment, where you can put 5% down on a traditional mortgage. There's all these different options that you don't have if you're buying this just as an investment property. So this is a very cool thing about getting a house hack, because if you can make the numbers work, let's say, for example, that you want to buy a property. And if you can get the numbers to work saying that you're going to rent out one side and then you're going to live in the other and you can live for free, then if you put 3% down, you're actually building wealth just by living in your own house. This is why this is the coolest hack of all. Now, house hacking came about early on because there was a lot of people who could not afford housing. And that's why this is a perfect strategy for people in a hot market, or if you're a first-time homeowner trying to get into your first house. Now, what type of properties are great for house hacking? Now, my favorite strategy is to utilize multi-family properties. So you could think of things like a duplex, which is 2 doors side by side, or you could think of things like a triplex, which is 3 doors, or a quadplex, which is 4 doors. And anything above 4 doors is not considered a residential property, it's considered a commercial property. So you want to make sure that you keep it below 4 doors so that you can still get those residential loans that you want. Now, the coolest thing about this is if you use a multifamily property, say for example, you find a duplex. We're gonna live in one unit, then you're going to rent out the other unit. Now, the costs associated with that other unit you can write off, and in addition, the income or the rent coming in is going to offset your mortgage costs so that you can reduce your overall housing expense. Now, if you do it with a triplex, for example, you can increase your income even more. You might even be able to net a profit if you do it in a triplex or a quadplex, because the more people that are in there, the more cash you're generating, and you can see if the numbers work for you. But multi-family properties are not the only way to do this. You can do this with additional dwelling units, or a lot of people know this as a mother-in-law suite. So if you have a house and you have a little mother-in-law suite in the back, you can rent that out and offset the cost of your mortgage. In addition, you can also do this if you have a finished basement. So you have a finished basement, you can even create a separate entryway for someone to get into that finished basement. You could do it that way as well. And then the last option is if you're really hardcore, you can rent out your bedrooms as well. Maybe you're a single person and you have friends who want to live with you. You could rent out each bedroom, and that offsets the cost of living in the house as well. All of these are fantastic options, so you want to look at what is the best option for you within your area to see how you can reduce these housing costs, because you can invest that difference, invest your housing costs into the market, and build tremendous wealth, because if you do this early on, you're going to build generational wealth for you and your family. Listen, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on house hacking. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and let me know. Is there other house hacking strategies that you know of that we didn't mention in this video? Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well. And guess what? We'll see you on the next video.